Hello, everybody, and welcome. Today, I want to talk about, and it's basically my opinion, of when we will collapse. And I think it'll be next year. Look around you, look at what's going on. Either way, whoever gets in as president will collapse. That is my opinion. Now, some of you may disagree with me, but take a good look at what's happening right now. What do you think is going to happen if he wins? What do you think is going to happen if he doesn't? So you see, either way, we're headed for serious trouble. And I decided to do this because I want people to understand you really, really must be prepared. Most of my channel, this is what this is about. I try to give you recipes that are inexpensive, that don't require a lot of ingredients, that are easy to make. You would be able to cook them on the outside on an open fire if you had to, and or on top of your wood stove if you have a wood stove in the wintertime. But we will have major changes in our life. I mean, I went into Sprouts. I don't know how many of you watched my Sprouts video. I used to buy lamb chops from Sprouts, and I don't eat a lot of lamb because I have goats, but I do like an occasional lamb chop. They went from $3 a pound to $7.99. That's a huge jump. That is almost $8 for a pound. You know, some of us, do you remember, maybe some of us do, maybe some of the younger generation doesn't, but remember how you'd find 101 different ways to cook chicken? You'd find recipes, and actually recipe books, you know, with all these recipes on different ways to cook chicken, because chicken was so inexpensive and it was considered the poor man's meat. Chicken and hamburger was. They were considered the poor man's meat. Well, not anymore, because if you look at the price of a pound of hamburger, that's what ribeye used to be. Now, yes, ribeye has gone way up, but hamburger is now the price what ribeye used to be. And chicken is headed there too. Whole chicken is not cheap. Now, you can find legs and quarters on sale on occasion, but, you know, even a roasted chicken, if you go to the store and buy one that will feed your family maybe, is $8. Now, good grief. We used to be able to get chicken for a couple of bucks. Not anymore. Now, I know some of you are saying, oh, well, you know, prices have gone up. They've always gone up. Well, if you take a good look around you, most people are struggling to get by and to make it. And even when they're frugal and they're not wasteful, they still struggle to make it. Now, I know some people, they're not that frugal, and they complain, well, I just can't seem to make it, but they splurge and spend money on things that are not necessities of life or whatever it may be. But I think in 2020, we are headed for serious, serious trouble. Either way. And I think it'll all fall apart. I think we'll collapse. I don't really want to go into some things that I've seen because, you know, little ears hear and watch and see, and, you know, and I'm just giving you the warning. You can think for yourself. You don't need somebody to sit and tell you, well, you know, we've got the ice age coming and we have all this, you know, corn and things that died in the field because it froze. And now it's too late. They can't get their winter crops, their fall crops in because they were waiting for the corn to mature. And of course, it didn't quite make it. We can read all the headlines. We don't need a whole bunch of people telling us, you know, and scaring us half to death. We can take a good look at what's happening, come to the conclusion, and know, I don't care which side of the aisle you're on, we're headed for serious trouble. I don't care what you believe. I don't care if you're over to the right or if you're over to the left. It don't matter. We're heading for serious trouble. And we're heading for that trouble, I believe, next year. I do. And depending on who gets in or who they think is going to get in, we may have a collapse before the election. Oh yeah, that's a possibility. Right before the election. And out the door goes that great and wonderful economy, right? Don't put anything past anybody anymore. So, I don't know if you've thought about that. but you should be thinking about it. We might have one more year to go to be able to get what we need stored to help get us through the hard times that are coming, because they are coming. You may not believe me, but like I say, I have a famous saying, and I've seen people catch this saying and they're running off with it too. If storing some food is a mistake, then it is a mistake I can eat. But if I don't store food, I'll have nothing to eat. And I've noticed that a lot of people have taken that and they're starting to repeat it on the net here. So I guess it must be a catchy phrase for some people, but it's the truth. Now, you may not want to think about it. You may not like the idea. You may not believe it. But I'm still seeing empty shelves at the store. And I will be putting up another video about a whole bunch of empty shelves. And you got to ask yourself why. And why did Del Monte close down and fire 844 people? Really? Del Monte? Okay. Something's not right. Must not need canned goods as much, huh? Especially, sweet peas and stuff. They must not be needed. And I know a lot of people that think they're going to make it off their garden. And I'm just going to be honest. There has been years I used to have a garden, and if I had to depend on that garden, I would have starved to death. And I think that people who think they're going to grow a garden and make it through it all may be very surprised that they won't. And then you got to think about another thing. If it's really that bad, who are you going to get to sit up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to protect it? Because everybody within a country mile, as I say, will be there to get their hands on what they see you growing. Because if we're in that bad of a hurting situation, they're going to try to take it. People will be out scavenging, looking around for what they can find for food. And if they look up on your place, they're probably going to get into it. Because I've seen a lot of people that are growing a lot of things, and I don't see that it's very well protected. And so, guess what? You'll have a lot of thieves that will be stealing your garden. So you may want to think about that and how you can protect it so that a thief can't steal from you. Not to say that you don't want to help other people out, because there's probably people you do want to help out. After all, you've heard the old saying, sharing is caring. Well, there may be some real truth behind that one when everything falls apart. Don't think I could let another family go hungry and starve to death. But then again, what if I end up with not having enough food for my own family? And we'll tell ourselves when it gets down to us, we will put ourselves first. Because we're not going to let our family starve because other people were careless. But that'll be a decision that will have to be made at the time. But I felt this was necessary. I am not trying to scare people. Take a good look around. Take a really good look around what you see on the news and what you see that's going on. And you know by next year we're heading for some very, very serious trouble. And we need to be prepared for it. We really do. What's going to happen if we're no longer allowed on the streets because there's so many riots going on? What if you don't want to be out on the streets? What if you don't even want to grocery shop? Because there's such severe rioting going on, you don't feel safe out there yourself and you're scared. So think about it. God bless.